What are you watching these days, man? Or consuming, reading, watching, creating? What are we doing?
Okay, so watching right now, I actually have been working my way through the last few Mission Impossible movies because I saw the
Okay.
last one. Uh, what's today? Tuesday?
Today is
Thursday? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh
Wednesday,
shit.
May
Uh,
20. Well, we shouldn't date the
uh,
podcast, but Wednesday. Today is a
yeah.
Wednesday.
So I saw the last one Sunday,
Okay.
no Monday, and then so I was kind of going back and watching those. I really love those movies. One of my favorite movie franchises. I just watched this really good movie on Netflix called The Life List.
Okay.
Um, it's like a romantic drama. This girl's mom passes away, and in her will, she leaves her like a list of things to accomplish that she wrote when she it was like a bucket list she wrote when she was like 13. And she's like, you need to do all these things, and every time you accomplish a thing on the list, I'll give you a DVD, and then you'll have to. I'm just me like giving you life lessons and shit like that. And then at the end of the year, if you have it all done, then you'll get your inheritance. So it's a really dope movie. What else have I been watching? Just that's pretty much it. I mean, like other than sports, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but I did re-up on my collection of ebooks.
Okay.
So I got what did I get? The Crucible. Remember that play? You probably read it in high school, so I got that. It's pretty good. It's like a little 2 hour read or 2 hour, audio, whatever. I got The Count of Monte Cristo. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite revenge stories of all time.
I know that one. Everyone knows
Yeah,
that one.
I did not
Uh,
realize how long that book was. That book is
yeah.
1,300 pages.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones
Um,
novel.
yeah, so it's actually written by the guy who wrote The Three Musketeers, which is pretty dope. And then I got The Godfather. Haven't started that one yet, but I mean I've seen the movie, so
Isn't that the
yeah. So look
book
forward to
called
knocking those out.
Good? It was the book called A Few Wise Men or something like that? No, that's what Goodfellas is based off of.
Yeah, no, the book, The Godfather is literally called The Godfather, the
No.
book.
The Goodfellas is based off a book called The Wise Men or something
The
like
Wise
that.
Guys.
Yeah, Wise Guys. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
So The Last of Us wrapped up. Oh, one the Canes just scored. Good. The Last of Us
Okay.
wrapped up Sunday. I wasn't feeling season two for
Yeah.
reasons that the audience won't care about. But it's just is it worth watching? Sure.
Mhm.
But there's just some places where it fell a little flat.
Got you.
Um and sports, which we'll talk about later. And I'm currently reading, a little light poolside read, Black TV by Bethany Butler, which is like a chronological order of like classic Black television shows, kind
Oh,
of
cool.
describing how they came to be, who the characters were, behind the scenes stuff, like little things like, um, Fred Sanford. His name is Red Fox. Just
Right.
going on, I think whichever late night show it was, I want to call it Johnny Carson, and just like shouting
Mhm.
out Flip Wilson, and that leading to Flip Wilson getting,
The
his
show.
show, and then
Yeah.
Flip Wilson returning the favor, getting Fred Sanford, Sanford and the Son, or like I didn't even know that all of this started with Diane Carroll being casted in a show called Julia, which was like 1967 through
Oh
1970.
shit.
Um, that
Yeah,
was the
there's like a
first black
black like
solo lead sitcom, and so I didn't even know that show ever existed. So I got to find that. It's not on any
that's
streaming
dope.
anywhere. I'm gonna pirate it. I mean, she ain't even alive, so I can't. Sorry for her estate for stealing it,
Yeah.
but um,
A lot of the
it,
black shows we watched, they were spinoffs, ironically.
yeah, because I mean, the
Um,
the creative web just wasn't as wide back then, and so like,
right.
um, Sanford and Son had a couple of spinoffs with Esther. Um,
Mm-hmm.
The Jeffersons was a spinoff from
Spinoff
something
of All in the
else.
Family.
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go. Family Matters was a
Um,
spinoff.
yep.
Yeah.
What's
So
the other one? Uh, I think yeah, Good Times was a spinoff from Maude because there was an
yeah,
episode where Florida played a maid.
that show was.
Um,
I read past that section of the show. That show, everyone, everyone on the like. So John Amos and God rest her,
Still
but
Roll,
Thelma something,
Esther Roll.
Esther Roll, fucking hated JJ's
Yeah.
character. They thought he was a buffoon.
Yeah, they were jealous, yeah.
Not jealous. They just didn't like his portrayal. They thought,
Oh,
he was
fair.
just a black caricature.
Hmm.
And so like I just didn't know that there was just that much behind the scenes turmoil behind it. That's why they
Yeah, it was a
killed
lot of
John
beef.
Amos's character off because he just got sick of
Hmm.
it. And it was supposed to be about the like they hated the dynamite thing. They wanted it to be a bit more grounded. I mean, that was also a problem in Family Matters. I haven't gotten to that part of the book yet, but like I know for
Yeah,
a fact that everyone hated how much attention Jaleel White's character, I
Jaleel
mean
White got
Urkel, everyone knows who fucking Urkel is, characters got because it was supposed to be about just a working class family in Chicago, and like this kid shows up and steals the show. But I mean, I'm of the
yeah,
opinion, the checks are clearing. No one
right.
like Urkel was the draw. Like
Yeah,
um,
and you can't predict how that shit works out.
you can't predict how that shit works out or what people are going to gravitate to, and like you're getting booked, you're booked and busy. You're getting residuals.
Yeah,
That
man,
that show ran for 100 episodes. You're probably still cashing checks to this day off of it.
100%. I don't
Like
see what the problem is, man.
everybody can't be the
Like it
star,
wasn't.
man.
Yeah, it wasn't. Ultra. Jigabooery, if you will.
No, I
Like
like I understand why Amos and fuck, I forgot her name again.
roll.
Esther Roll forgot they didn't resented JJ, but like the Urkel thing,
Yeah,
some you need every show needs a hook. And without Urkel, that show
correct.
is just a standard, it's just a show. There's
Yeah,
every storyline anyone remembers involved Urkel.
correct.
So, you can't really get mad at that. But that's what I'm reading right
Yeah,
now. Powering through that. I haven't really had a lot of time during the week to read it because this week I'm just totally disoriented after a very long weekend. Um,
same.
and so, but I'm looking forward to, a little Saturday afternoon at the pool, knocking out some chapters on it. So that's what I'm
Got you.
on. We are getting a little ahead of ourselves by saying we're gonna have an OKC Indiana final, but we're gonna have an OKC Indiana final.
Correct.
And so who you got? I think OKC would have home court advantage because they won
Yeah,
68
they'd
games.
have home
So
court. Yeah. Uh, I mean, OKC's the better team. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm picking OKC in six. I mean, would hate to see them win. I really hate everything about this team. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm totally rooting for Indiana. But yeah, no, Indiana, OKC's probably gonna win this. I mean, they've been the best team all year. I'm still blown away by the way they're beating the shit out of the Thunder, out of the Timberwolves right now. Um, but yeah, I think they're just the way they can just score in bunches and go on those quick runs to close quarters. That's how teams win games and that's how teams win series. And I don't know that Indiana has enough firepower to counter that because their defense is a problem. But if they just go off and shoot the lights out, they have a chance. But that's kind of their only chance. But yeah, I'm picking OKC to win that series.
yeah, I would pick OKC too. OKC as well. In six as well. But I don't know, man. Indiana, I don't think they can win, but I think they
They
can
got a
make
lot
it
of heart.
a good series. They can go five out, and they have five guys on the court who can hit threes. And okay, Oklahoma City's
Yep,
defense has not been tested in that way before. Um,
correct.
you know, Pascal Siakam gets Chet on the perimeter. We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Like there's no Rudy Gobert on the court when you play Indiana. And Rudy Gobert is a very good basketball player, but like he is a lot easier. He's not he's just
He's a
not a
one-way
very an
player.
offensive threat. Like he's not
He's
he's
4 on 5
easier.
offensively. Yeah,
Yeah, you can just almost ignore him on offense. So when
yeah.
you're on defense and
And
he's
he
on
can't even
offense.
guard Chet, so it's like because Chet's a perimeter player, so he's really useless in this series as he's shown to be.
He's not
No
useless, but it's
disrespect.
just
Well, it's just a bad matchup.
yeah, it's just a bad matchup. But I think we'll get a watchable finals. Will it be good or great? I don't
Yeah, it'll be
know, but
watchable.
it'll be watchable. It'll be some way to
Yeah, the foul baiting with SGA is going to be unbearable, but
y'all
it is
gas
what
that a
it
little
is.
bit, but he does. But y'all gas it a little bit.
I mean, it's
But
not as bad as 2018 Harden, but
no, I mean the problem with watch when you watch it is it's just like it's what do they call it? Unethical hoops. It's just like
yeah, unethical
not.
hoops. Yeah,
It's just like that person that just always looking to like bend the rules and find a
yeah,
loophole, and it's just like you can't legislate every. You can't legislate bad faith out of the game, and like you just
right.
should hoop in good faith. But I don't blame them as much as I blame the refs because if I
Yeah,
was a
that's true.
referee, I just wouldn't call it.
I
I
wouldn't
just
call it. I wouldn't call it.
like, no, I was just like, it's first time you flail. I'd be like, look, dude, you're playing basketball tonight. I'm not calling it. Second time, all right, dude, I'm teeing you up if you get in my, like, I'm
Yeah,
not calling. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not calling this
yeah.
shit. So either you're going to keep flailing around and getting blown by on fast breaks, or you're, or
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna, like, what? you can't make me call it shit. I'm not. I would. I just would refuse.
Nah, I feel you.
Um,
I wouldn't.
it's like a credit score, man.
We're
Your
gonna play
reputation
basketball. It's the
precedes
playoffs.
you, and like when you got bad credit, they charge you higher interest rates. Che has bad, or Shay has bad NBA credit as a ref. I need a higher
That is a
threshold for
fact.
I call a foul on you because you're proven to not pay your bills on time. I it's just
No,
I
you're not.
need we're charging you a little more interest for this loan because you've been fucking off on
Yeah,
your
it's going
debts
up
in the
half a
past.
percent.
Yeah, because I just that's just how I feel. But we're gonna go on the record. We got the same OKC at 6.
Yeah.
Um, all right, so we'll go with that.
What did you think about the discourse around Anthony Edwards in this series?
I think I understand
Because
there's context.
they're trying to say they crowned him too early, although like he
They
didn't
did
crown
crown him too early.
himself.
I mean, they did
Well,
crown.
yeah, that is
Well,
true.
a lot of NBA media and fans have a crush on that nigga, and they love
They do. They do.
and it's like they don't. They what do
They're like, we
they
love his smile.
yeah, he's so funny, and it's like a lot. Like that's my problem with a lot of NBA fans and like a lot of the people who cover the league is it's like we're not even talking about hoops no more. You have a crush on this nigga. Like as someone like you'll see like and I love Allen Iverson. I got a couple pairs of shoes.
Yeah,
But you'll like ask someone to explain, like you'll be like, Allen Iverson wasn't one of the 20 best basketball players ever. And someone will argue
right.
with you. They'll be like, yes, he was. And you'll be like, explain it. And they'll say nothing to do with basketball. Like, well, he got his braids,
Right.
he got his hair braided on the
Tattoos,
sideline.
and
And
he
he
had the
had tattoos.
arm
And
sleeves.
like,
That's why we wear
okay,
the arm
that you're
sleeves.
describing a teenage crush. You're not describing a basketball
Yeah.
player. And that's fine. It's 2025. Live your truth. But I always thought we were having a basketball conversation. Like, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't know we were having that kind of conversation. By that, like
No, they'll be like, yeah, no, his influence with the culture because everybody had braids because of him.
undeniable. We're talking about basketball
Which is
though.
true, which is true.
Like, I thought we were talking
And
about
he
basketball,
gave all the short niggas hope.
I- which is so NBA that he's considered short. He's like 6 feet tall.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And one of the pound for pound, one of the greatest athletes ever.
It's just like I don't like. I loved Allen Iverson. I had a couple pairs of shoes, but like
Me
you
too.
try to have a basketball conversation with them, and niggas start talking about their high school crushes, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, but you're describing a crush. You're not describing a hooper, and I don't know what to tell you. Um, how do we get there? Ant Edwards. So
Ant Edwards,
my
yeah.
problem is that I do think he's a charming guy, so people make a lot of excuses for him,
Yeah,
and I
he's very
get it.
likable.
But and there is some context too of like Oklahoma City is focusing their entire defensive strategy on stopping him, and Minnesota doesn't really have anyone
Correct.
else who can dribble. Jaden
Nope.
McDaniels just didn't develop like anyone thought he would. So,
Really not.
but at the end of the day, man, like people talk like Ant's the first superstar to ever face a double team. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like that's part of the job. You have to figure it
They're
out.
doubling from the wing. I don't know what he's
Like,
supposed to do. And it's
oh,
like, make the
just
adjustment.
really a double team. Okay.
Yeah.
I think no one's ever heard of that before. You should go tell Durant or LeBron what a double team
Right.
is. They'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I
Just,
don't know what to tell you, man. It's
any
hard. I know
'07
it's hard.
Cavs game.
It's like, yeah, sometimes superstars have to do hard things. I'm sorry.
And
Um,
that is actually a problem I noticed because I remember I was watching an interview of him in the Lakers series, and he was like, "I'm really glad we have these good vets now." He was like, "We have DiVincenzo and whoever else to help me read defense because sometimes I get confused."
yeah, you're frozen. It was a good stopping point anyway. I'm gonna boot you. You can't hear me. Um, where we at? Participants. We're gonna put you in the waiting room and wait. You back?
Yeah, yeah, I
All
don't know
right,
what
cool.
happened there.
I want to skip to the next topic.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so let me get them back in here for you. So you went and saw Mission Impossible.
Yep,
All right, how was it?
it was it was interesting. It was basically a love letter to the franchise.
Yeah,
Um, the story was, I mean, it was like a logical story. It just wasn't. I mean, it's an
I have
action
a
movie, so
poll at the
it's
end of
it's not
this.
got to be.
I have a poll at the end of
It's
this.
not, all right, it's not I don't know, fucking whatever the greatest story ever is. You know
It's
what I'm
not
saying?
Citizen
It's not
Kane.
biblical. Yeah, it's not Citizen Kane. It's not, the Bible or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it was a fun movie. Uh, the stunts were no, and it really was a fun movie. It's a popcorn movie, you know. The stunts were
Okay,
insane.
so
Like they were,
let's just so you're walking out of the theater, right?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
standing there with a camera and a microphone, and I go, "Can you name five characters in this movie?" Would you be able to do it?
Let's see, five characters. Okay, you
What
got you
was the
got E.
villain's name? What was
Oh
his
damn, what was his
motivation?
name? Yeah, I know the motivation. I forget his name. Um,
I've asked several people what that movie was
damn.
about, and they're like, "Oh no, it was good." I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
"You
just
watched it, right? It was
it's one of those
good."
movies. It's such a big movie. You'd like lose. It's easy to lose the plot,
It's like Fast and the
literally.
Furious. It's just no
Yeah,
one, it's like
yeah.
if you.
It's
I've seen
basically
Fast and the Furious movies that if walking out now the main characters you know because you've known them for all those years. If you walked out of the movie and someone's
right.
like, "What was the bad guy's motivation?" I'd have been like literally walking out of the theater of the movie I just watched. I would have had no foggy, like
Yeah,
no idea.
you would be like world domination
Yeah,
to make things their own
he
way
was trying to
to
get the
play
glowy
God.
thing because
Like
it had energy in
yeah,
it.
yes. Actually, there's literally a glowy thing with energy in
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, I
Um,
bet.
yeah, but the stunts were crazy. Like they're so insane, you forget that they're like it's practical. Like they're actually
Yeah.
doing this shit. Tom Cruise is different, man. Like that motherfucker is crazy as hell. Um, in the best way. Um, yeah, it just was a fun movie. Like stunts were nuts. Cool, fast cars, lots of action, great fight sequences. Everything you want from a summer blockbuster. Story could have been better, obviously, but I'm not complaining. I mean, it's been the same story for 30 years, so I'm,
Yeah,
I'm not too,
I have not actually seen one from beginning to end. So,
really.
I did go
Um,
see Final Destination last week. I
how was
could
that? It
tell you
seemed
what that
kind of
was about
interesting.
because the plot is the same in every movie.
Yeah,
Like I was out. Well, shit, I went out with you Saturday, but the first spot before you pulled up, we were
yeah,
just talking about what we did that week, and I went and saw the movie, and someone was like, "What was it about?" And I was like, "If you've seen one, you've seen them all." It's just like they're
yeah,
not. It's was it a good
yeah. They
movie?
tried to,
No, not at all.
yeah,
Did I enjoy the 90 minutes I spent with those nameless, faceless people who got slaughtered? Sure. Like, do
yeah,
I, can I name you, can I tell you what the characters' names were? No.
right,
You remember how they die. But I mean, I was a little disappointed because it's been like 10 years since the last one. And
yeah.
normally, when there's that long of a break, like they throw you a
It's a
little bit of
better
a
sequel.
curveball.
Yeah,
No, they just played the hits, man. They were like, there was a premonition, and the people who were in it are gonna die, and that's the movie.
and this they died.
The end. I was like, damn, they not going to switch. Like when Bad Boys took their break from two to three, they switched the plot up a little
Yeah,
bit. Like Will Smith had a
they
son
did.
now, and
Yeah,
they did some new things. The detective
Martin
guy died.
retired.
Yeah, like
Yep.
but nah, like they just was like, nope, we got the dope, and we want we're selling you the dope.
We not stepping on this.
No, not at all, man, not at all.
That's crazy.
All right,
Was there
so
okay? So was there a favorite death in the movie?
yeah, the MRI machine. So they're in a hospital because I don't even fucking remember
Don't
why
know
they're in the
why.
hospital. Just they're just going from plot to from station to station. They're in the hospital,
Yeah.
and the guy is the MRI machine is at like a low grade tech thing,
Hmm.
and but like it grabs his phone and it goes into the menu, and the phone makes the magnet go up. And the dude
Got
is
you.
a dude who worked at a tattoo shop, so his piercings just started to fly out of him towards the MRI
That's a
machine, and then like a wheelchair came and crushed him into the MRI machine.
damn.
So like he had a nose ring that flew into the MRI machine, nipple rings that flew into the MRI machine,
Damn.
and then he's stuck there by his nipples, and then a big ass wheelchair just came and like it just smacked him to death. Absolutely brutal, torturous way to die, but
Yeah, that's a bad way to go.
to say the least. Um, but yeah, that would probably be my favorite one. Why they were in the hospital, I have no idea. What the character's name was,
Yep.
fuck if I know.
Who
But
knows? I never knew any of these guys' names.
but it's literally. I watched the first one again a couple nights ago just because I got home from the bar drunk. It just
Yeah.
it's mindless, pointless. It's literally the same movie. They just
Yeah.
one person has a premonition. They change what the actual premonition is, and then they all
Yeah.
die, and that's the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Todd, the guy,
Old nigga.
Todd,
Yeah.
yeah, he,
What's his name?
that
Oh, I
was
can't
his
remember his
last
name.
Candyman. People will know him as Candyman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was his last
Last
movie
role, I think,
credit.
right?
Yeah, he's since died of stomach cancer, and they let him freestyle
Yeah.
his last
R.I.P.
line, and it was quite, it was a little touching. He's just, he's just like, because his character something, and then he just was basically like, I'm retiring. I'm gonna spend a
Yeah.
little time I have left enjoying life. It was very clearly like he's breaking the fourth wall almost. So, R.I.P. to
Yeah.
Candyman. Um, and
Yeah, for
so
real. Pouring out.
fair enough. Do you want to do any more pop culture? You want to go to the movie?
Um, yeah, we can do pop culture. Yeah.
All right. So, as the audience can clearly see, I am wearing, or for our audio people, I'm wearing a Jadakiss shirt that I got after the verses with Dipset, well, specifically Locks versus Dipset, 3 or 4 years ago. And so my question to you is, since verses is never coming back, it was a time and a
Yeah.
place. What was
Yeah.
your favorite moment from your favorite verses ever and your favorite moment in verses?
Ooh, that's tough. I think, damn, that's tough because I got two that I really loved.
Well, you say both,
Um,
nigga. It's not, we're not.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, right. It's not Final Jeopardy.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's fine. I'm not gonna buzz you.
minus 5,000 points.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna go with Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna go Jeezy versus Gucci.
Okay. Um, Earth, Wind, and Fire versus the Isley Brothers, man. I used to,
That shit was phenomenal.
I
That
made,
should make
so
me want to pick up my guitar again.
I would go into Spotify and just make playlists of the whole thingamajig. And
Yeah.
man, I lifted weights to that playlist for a long time. Um, ooh, so I mean, Dipset versus the Locks, for
Yeah.
sure. Pure. So there's you have to bracket them like There's entertainment quality as far as like the quality of the music and the acts, and there's
Yes.
entertainment quality as far as like
Between the
how
two artists.
that and just how absurd. Like so, like okay. What was the nigga? Omarion versus Mario was funny for a different reason. Was
Because it
entertaining for a
sucked. Yeah.
different reason because they suck.
Yeah.
But if it's just purely off what was good, honestly, Bow Wow, Soulja Boy, and then
Yeah.
Jada
That
or
one was
the
good.
Locks versus Dipset.
Yeah, that one was
With a
fire.
close third, we're gonna go with Neo, Jonte Austin,
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. I forgot about that one.
and you know, yeah. So you almost have to separate them from when they were like actual performances and when they were just like in their basement during COVID.
Right, because even
Um,
the Jill Scott, was it Jill Scott and India RE? No,
Erica Badu.
Erykah Badu. Yeah, Erykah
Yeah.
Badu. Even that one was good, but it was like it was virtual, so it just was a little different energy, you know. Um, Shout out to the aunties though.
But no, I maintain and like so I'll tell the audience I actually like Lil Bow Wow's music unironically. Like it's like I like he had a
It's not bad
mixtape
music.
series. He had a mixtape series where like I enjoy his music. And so I enjoy that versus also Soulja Boy had a run. Like they were
He
actual
did have a
performers
run.
too.
He did.
And so it
They
was
got us through middle school, man.
yeah, so I was in high school, I'm a little old. And so it was I enjoyed them, man. It made, it just brought me back to a time and place. And I still maintain that, well, now that we got died out the way, and Drake will probably never get it. Bow Wow's pretty much the only rapper who can still do the Super Bowl and have everyone actually know the songs.
Mm, Let me think. You
People
think?
reflexively disagree with me, and then they think about it, and I'm like,
No, just
who
let me
else could
think.
get everyone from your granny to 20-year-olds to
Yeah,
pay attention for 15 minutes to a rapper at the Super Bowl and actually know the songs?
yeah. I mean, the names I want to say they would never let them do the Super Bowl. So it's like you
I mean,
might
it's
be right.
Drake. No one's ever putting Kanye in front of
Yeah,
a live mic ever.
yeah. They're never doing that. They're never doing that.
Um,
Who else
So
we
once you
got?
get past, like, I
We could
don't
do
like,
like maybe
I'm
like
Hope is my favorite rapper ever. I don't think he could do
yeah.
a Super Bowl. Um,
You don't think so? I don't know. Let's
no,
see. Let's
he doesn't
think.
have enough fun songs. He doesn't have enough
That's true.
anthem songs.
Yeah, that's true.
You need
He's
anthem
got
songs for a
yeah,
Super
he's got
Bowl.
like like four solidified anthems, four
I
or
mean,
five
Kendrick didn't
solidified
have enough
anthems.
anthem songs. I didn't like that Super Bowl show, and I love Kendrick, but it just wasn't.
What?
It
I like
wasn't a
that
Super
Super Bowl
Bowl
show.
halftime show.
True. But that's
There's
because
a
he wanted to
difference
do all his independent
between
shit.
so even a stadium act isn't necessarily a Super Bowl act because a Super Bowl is a captive
Fair.
audience.
Right.
You know, everyone at a stadium has opted into you, so it
Yeah.
doesn't like even
It's
if you
not
don't have a bunch of
by
stadiums or
choice.
anthem songs, they've opted into this experience one way or another.
Hmm.
Super Bowl,
Right.
you just have a captive audience. They're people who are watching you because you're forced to on
Because
their
they're there.
television, and that's a different energy, a different skill
Yeah.
set, a different type of thing. I don't think Kendrick met the moment for a captive audience.
Interesting.
Um, I just, it was, he took those songs on the stadium tour, and that's fine for people who've opted into you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would go to his show and know all those songs too. But
Yeah,
Super Bowl
fair.
isn't about, you know, he's not playing California Love like Dr. Dre. Like everyone knows that fucking song.
True.
So it's just there's a difference between an audience that's opting into you and an audience that you have captive for because 90 million people are turning in for something else and you
Because
just
they gotta
happen to
be
be
there.
there.